following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Just wanted to chat with you guys today because things just aren't right in the reselling world. And I think a lot of people know it. Maybe some won't admit it. And another reason why I put a disclaimer at the beginning of this video, because this discussion really isn't meant for all resellers. There are some people out there who are just killing it and keep doing what you're doing. But for many of us, even myself, it's just really a very strange January. Now, I don't have a baseline to compare my sales to like a lot of you do, because my January last year was just different. I had different stuff to sell. eBay is saying that I'm way up this year as compared to January, but this month as compared to other months just isn't very good. And I'm on normally I do about a $12,000 to $14,000 gross. Now that's including my sales, my shipping, of course, all that good stuff that eBay includes in the price that the buyer pays. But I'm at roughly like an $8,000, $9,000 pace this month, which is extremely low, and I'm running at about a 50% margin. So that's not enough for me, at least. Now, for some, that would be great, but here I am. I'm trying to make it work. I just picked up a load of stuff, and I'll try to show it to you guys here. This is the kind of stuff I'm selling. I got a bunch of waders. I think that'll do well in the spring when the weather starts to warm up, when people go fishing and hunting and all that stuff. Just a lot of stuff, like more of the medical stuff that you guys know that I buy. Tile cutters when people want to do their floor. A lot of stuff like that. Vehicle pet barriers. I think that is a glass for a golf cart right there that we're looking at. There's a telescope down there. Now, you don't actually classify all these as needs, like the telescope, maybe the golf cart glass. Maybe they really have a beat up golf cart, or they have a broken glass, they need to replace it. Here's a Kenmore accessory to a stove, I believe. But these kind of items are needs for some people, like the whole golf cart thing. They need to replace their window on their golf cart. Someone broke it. Maybe there's a strong want. I think the needs don't override the wants to where the wants don't exist anymore. But I really believe that if you're finding things like parts for maybe kitchen appliances, vacuum cleaners, those all are needs, because maybe instead of buying a new one, they can afford to replace the parts, but they can't afford to buy a new one right now. People are pinching pennies, guys. We can debate all we want about what our theories are with eBay. What's going on with eBay? Why am I being throttled? Why is this happening? Do I promote here? Do I promote at all? And I really believe that we're kind of getting stuck in the minutia, and the main culprit for many sellers out here having a hard time is the thing that people just don't want to talk about. It's the elephant in the room. And I really think it becomes political for a lot of people, and it shouldn't be. Either we're having a great economy, neutral economy, or a bad economy, and it shouldn't matter how we got there. We're here. And I can tell you that most people will agree, and most people do see, just from their everyday lives, just going to the grocery store, that there's a big problem. And there's a lot of people who are quitting, who are selling their merchandise. Someone had mentioned on Josh's live, I believe it was Rhiannon, she said that she saw some people actually liquidating their stores, calling it quits, going back to work. And what can you do? It's not a very consistent environment right now with sales. And that's, to me, also on all platforms. I mean, I've been cross-posting onto Poshmark and Mercari. I could tell you it's a different kind of buyer on each of those platforms as far as I'm concerned. But the sales are, it seems like they're getting slower and slower. And that's just not only my store, but me talking to other people, talking to Josh. He had an incredible day a few days ago, and his sales have returned to crap. It's this inconsistency. And it just didn't start January 1st. This has been going on, but it's a trickle effect. I think that this economy didn't just develop the way it is overnight. It's been going on for quite some time. And I've been warned by some of the people that I watch, the financial people, and I'm not a financial guru by any means, but if you get enough people that talk about that there's a problem in the retail sector, and you know what? You may not feel like you are, but you sell on eBay, you're in the retail sector, your sales are going to, for the most part, decline and should be on the decline. And if you're not, that means you're doing great. And maybe you're selling what a lot of people would call recession-proof merchandise, which I really strongly believe we still have buyers on the platform. eBay is still a strong place to sell your merchandise, don't get me wrong, but there's more sellers for the fewer buyers that remain on eBay and or who return to eBay when they need or want something. And this is much deeper than eBay, by the way, or reselling. There's friends of mine who do the gig apps, who do Uber Eats and DoorDash, and they drive for those companies, reporting that it's slow. They're not getting as many orders as normal. And they use these apps to supplement their eBay business, which isn't doing great anyway. And what I've been told, I had a conversation with a friend who has a very, very good business mindset, saying, hey, you're going to find that over the next few months, it's going to get hard for people. And people are going to close down, and you're going to see people liquidate their merchandise. And if you can withstand it, if you have the means to do it, to certainly take advantage, there's going to be a lot of sales going on for people that are just getting out of the business. And if you can find good merchandise that has potential and stay away from the stuff that maybe would have sold during the pandemic but isn't doing so hot now, you can really take advantage. And I hate to think that way, but as a business-minded person, you got to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves and try to strengthen your business and your bottom line through these opportunities. And as bad as I feel for people that have to quit, this is one of those things, one of those times where the strong survives. And if you have some cash put away and you can continue, maybe supplement the lack of earnings that you're making, month to month on your bills to get through. And I've said this even as recent as December, I really think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And every indication that I see points to that it's going to get worse in 2024 before it gets better. When does better happen? I have no idea. I wish I did. But I'm only telling you what I've seen with my own eyes, what I've been told and listened to with my own ears. And you got to keep an open mind. You have to be very aware of what's going on in this environment, regardless of who you side with, who you vote for, what side of the aisle you prefer. This isn't about that right now. This is about, for most people, survival and how to make eBay reselling side gigs work to get them through month to month. This is not a get-rich-quick type of, and I'll say job, right? Because Pete, the Power Hour, he made a great point about unless you have employees and you can walk away and the business works while you're gone, it's not a business. It's really just a glorified job that we do. So for most of us, including myself, fall into this category. Well, this job that we do isn't working so well for a lot of people. And we have to do what we got to do to survive. And while I know that in my mind there is a light at the end of the tunnel, we're just going to have to get through it, and it's going to be tough for a lot of people. Persevering, tightening the purse strings, maybe being more careful when you're buying stuff to resell. Bundle. I know there's some people who've done very well on eBay that I found now are bundling things to make sales. So normally they'd sell one item for $50. Now they're selling two for $50, and maybe doing less work to prep the item, that type of thing. But people who adapt when things are not very strong tend to get through when others struggle. And so more now than ever, I mean, certainly I do think there's a problem with eBay. I'm not saying there's not, but I think the elephant in the room is there's almost a denial that there's problems with the economy. And when our buyers, who we rely on to buy our items, are tightening their purse strings and making fewer purchases, it's going to and is affecting all of us. So I just want you guys to hang in there. This is not a doom or gloom or doom and gloom video by any means. This is just simply on my mind, and through conversations with Josh, some folks that that have very good business savvy that I've been speaking with, sort of brought this discussion to a head, and I thought I would include you guys in that discussion. And if you want to be part of the discussion, please, in a respectful way, comment down below. This isn't about who you're voting for, or who you should vote for, or who you can't stand, or anything like that. This is just about the facts. I think most people can go to the grocery store and see that I'm not, up here just, trying to rain on anyone's parade. Things are much different than they were a year ago, and even more so different before the pandemic. So there it is, guys. I want to know what you guys think down below. If you enjoy the conversation, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. And check out one of the videos that YouTube thinks you're going to like. And we will talk to you very soon. Take care, everyone.